The second structure I want to talk about is what's called rags to riches. Now again, this is sort of a plot that we've probably seen before. I like to think of this a little bit as the Cinderella story, but it's a story where you show your hero who can triumph over something even if they didn't come from something great. And the arc that they go through is they showcase a terrible early life. Something's very struggling. Eventually they receive this call to go and do some sort of battle, to go away. They have these sort of minor struggles and some successes, but eventually they do hit rock bottom. They kind of get the very bottom portion of it, but they defeat it. They kind of find the wiser, and then they're able to get this reward in that way. And so I describe this as one of those ones of the Cinderella story. Right? You can think about Cinderella in this way of the terrible early life. She was, cleaning the house. She was downtrodden. She was, wasn't allowed to go to the ball. They sort of, she had this opportunity to go, and then she thought she was going to go, and then she hit rock bottom when they said she couldn't go. Right? That's sort of the story. But eventually she did get this opportunity. She had this magic that came to her. She tried something new. She defeated it, and her reward was marrying a prince. Sorry, it's like kind of a depressing story for, that thing, but you get it in that way. And the important thing to understand is that how your hero can be vulnerable, how they can wind up showcasing their vulnerability. So again, it's not necessarily that you have to have someone who has this rags to riches, but someone who has some challenges, some weaknesses that they may have overcome. I oftentimes tell the story, when I'm trying to tell the story when I speak, I always tell the story for me of this sort of rags to riches story. And the story I typically begin with is I say, it surprises me that they let me teach at Georgetown University. Why? Because I never would have gotten into Georgetown University. And so being able to tell those vulnerabilities, the fact that I never got into it, but I was able to overcome that, allows me to sort of use that and showcase the vulnerabilities in order to show achievement. When we tell stories, we like to sort of show that a hero grows in one way or another. So you have to show their weaknesses to show them in that way. So that's the example of rags to riches.